Hi, my name is Josephine Lang, and I'd like to speak to you today about fields of energetic knowing. So we have all sorts of fields in our lives that have influences on us that we don't see, like for instance, gravity or magnetic fields. And these do have a definite effect on us. They affect the way we walk, the way we talk, the way we move. And magnetic fields are very powerful energy forces that we don't see, and they have a profound effect on our lives and on the matter and mass as we know it. But there are also things that are known as morphogenetic fields that have an effect on the changing movement of our bodies or of our thoughts. And my friend Rupert Sheldrake has done quite a lot of studies into morphogenetic fields. And he speaks about morphic resonance and the ability for us to bounce thoughts and ideas or movements patterns off of each other. Some examples of which would be when fish are swimming in a school and how they can all turn at once or all move very quickly. And how do they know that? There's the amount of information that's passing from fish to fish in a short amount of time is too much for the reflexes to be able to move that quickly. So the thought here is that there is an idea that has entered into the whole group. And some examples that Rupert was inspired by were one example was the blue tits, this particular type of bird in Europe who before the war had discovered that they could pick at the lids of the cream bottles that were left on the back stoops of people's homes by the dairyman. And the blue tits would be able to eat the cream off the top. And this happened just before the war broke out, World War II, and then no cream was delivered because of the war effort for many years. And many generations of blue tit birds had come and gone, and presumably no blue tit grandfathers were telling their grandsons and little children on down the line about the cream bottles. But when the cream bottles reoccurred again on the stairs of those, or on the back stoops of those homes, instantly the blue tits began picking the cream off. So there was some sort of energy that had entered into a knowingness into that whole genetic pool of beings. Another little test that Rupert has done is with the crossword puzzles, where groups of people who are all of a similar crossword puzzle ilk, who can really answer them well or not so well, but they're all of the same type, will take a look at the crossword puzzle when it first comes out before it goes into the Sunday paper. So maybe they'll get a preview look at it on Friday, and it'll take them a certain amount of time, maybe an hour, to do the crossword. And then a similar group of people with a similar ability in doing crossword puzzles will receive the puzzle on Saturday, and they'll do it a little faster. Then the mass majority of people, when the puzzle comes out on Sunday, they do the puzzle in perhaps 30 minutes. And then by Monday, another test group who has not yet seen the puzzle will do it, and they'll be able to do it in 20 minutes. And the idea here is that knowledge or information enters into a genetic group, and it can spread throughout the whole group as a part of the knowledge. And this is a very wonderful and interesting thing, because I think that this is how we evolve and how we change and grow. And I'm very looking forward to some of our growth that will result from new information that we have in our human population. So one little point that I thought was quite interesting was one that my husband came up with, and this was in results to grief, or in a response to grief, because we all have experienced grief. Every one of us has known some sort of grief, some sort of sense of deep loss. And we had this experience some years back where we had a number of dear friends and close relatives that had passed away. And when that happened, my husband, Frank, noticed that there was a feeling of a resonance, or like a field, that what had at one point been able to reach out to that other person who had been alive and well before us, and then our energy could bounce back to us from them. And after they passed on, he noticed that, and I did too after he mentioned it, that the energy that we would be able to send out to that person, instead of bouncing off of their body, would just sort of go drifting off into nowhere. And it helped to create that hollow feeling that we have when somebody has died and when we've lost someone. And I just thought that was a very interesting little thought that I'd like to share with you today about energetic fields and knowledge and information, and how we share some of these influences in our life in a non-seen way. And I hope that you've enjoyed this short little video today on energetic fields. Thank you very much for listening. Bye for now.